Okay, welcome in, welcome in. It is Friday night, and we all know that it is Fundamental Fridays. I am going to be having some fun today, and oh, yeah, boom. Okay, I'm going to do some work today. I'm going to do something a little different today. I'm going to lay out a face, and then I'm going to do some values during that face. So I'm actually going to. Nope, that's the one. Cancel. Turn down the volume on that just a little bit, and then I'm going to welcome in. Okay, so today, okay, so let me map out ahead. Okay, it's not perfect, but I'm just going to map this out. So I have certain parameters that all I got to do. Welcome in, welcome in. Again, I just want to remind you, I am streaming here on TikTok and on Twitch at the same time. I am, and then if you want to rewatch what's going on, I upload everything to YouTube from my Twitch streams. Cool, cool, cool. Let me. I want to do one quick thing. So apologies. Welcome in, welcome in. Now, I'm going to try something tonight. Let's go here. I'm gonna normal. Okay. Okay. Let's establish a light source. Actually, give me 2 seconds. Let's go here. Now, I like putting more of a 3D effect on my arrows for the light, so that way I have a little bit more understanding. Okay, it's not coming direct. It's not like it's coming directly from this way, but it's somewhat maybe here. Like, it's not full on. It's not straight onto the person. Where boom, there's there's my light source. Nope, that's not my light source. That's somewhat uncalled for type of thing. But just a matter of certain aspects. Okay, so I'm coming here. I'm gonna have a little bit of shadow here for the eyebrow. Okay, I have just a little bit. Lots of shadow down here. I'm just establishing certain parts of the face so that I can cast shadows. Here, boom. Okay. A little bit more here. So in Clip Studio, I have found that they have some really cool brushes. So one of the brushes is an airbrush. Okay, you can do if you have the shadow brush. So I have that. Okay, but keep just doing it. It's not gonna do anything. No matter how much I go over it. See how that gets darker? If I go over this one automatically, I get layer after layer after layer. I can get different things off of this. Okay, it takes a couple of swipes to go over this one, but here I can create my own grayscale. So see how I get more of a value change in there. So it's a brush I really like using when dealing with shadows. No, that's so I'm putting a little bit of shadow in there just because of the fact that if you pay attention to the nose, it's not flat at the very top. Okay, it's part of the brow line. Brow line curves over, and so anything right in here, you'll have a small, kind of like upside down trapezoid. Okay, or that you kind of have to pay attention to because if you don't do that, this will just blend in and be too flat, kind of. But you also don't want to get too harsh with it because it really, in the long run, it's not something that's major about the piece. I'm gonna put a little bit there at the top for the lip. I want to put this underneath because now, now, if I really wanted to, it's J. Yes, it is. I can. So I have a tool for blending because notice how it starts to kind of build more. Okay. Now the under part of it here. So I turn that off. I turn that off, and you can still see the shape of everything, just because everything's starting to come out because of the tone. So all right, I constantly go and look for the hotkeys. Once I learn the hotkeys, I use them quite often. In a situation like this, I'm going to enlarge the brush because if I enlarge the brush and I go, you see how it's got, even though I'm pushing very lightly, it's allowing me a different amount of color, like a lighter. It's the same. It's it's an excuse me. It's enough that it allows me to get just the right amount. Now, the really nice part is if I go, okay, now let's change this. Let's do the highlights on this. Okay. Highlights are going to be a little bit like harsher about the tone of this. So right in here, this line right here, okay, I want to take that, okay, actually, let's undo that. Okay, right here, I got that part of the nose. I want to get change a little bit, but it's not going to change a ton. Okay. Now let's go back down. Now I want something a little bit more intense. So I'm going to shrink that down. Okay. Erase this. Okay. So what's going on? It's my shadow. Oh, would help if I take it off the white. Almost forgot about that. Now, the only reason I'm doing this is I saw on a TikTok earlier. I don't know if it was today or yesterday, but it gave me a great idea of how to. This is something I need to work on. Something important, actually. That if I do this right, I can get quite a lot out of this for a lot of different things. Come on. Oh, did I change it back to the art? Forgot. Yeah. Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm streaming both on TikTok and Twitch, like I said earlier, and I couldn't remember for the life of me if I had switched it the category. Cool. I'm gonna go back to this there for real quick. I'll get rid of that just for a minute. Let's go to P. Perfect. Map that out. Ooh, hello. A little too aggressive. Okay. It's not perfect, but it's starting to come together. Now, if I do that, okay, so that's there. Now is this here? Welcome in. This layer. So, just as a heads up, I have never done this before. I'm actually really new at doing a lot of digital stuff. I kind of created a nice effect. Yeah. So I'm more of a traditional artist than I am a digital artist, just because of my years of drawing. That I just find it easier to do traditional stuff. Don't get me wrong, I can do digital, as you can tell, but it's just more of the understanding, the ability to do things that it's just faster if I do it, you know, traditionally as opposed to digitally. I'll put the highlight in there later. I know it just kind of flattened out the lip, but that's fine. I'm okay with that for right now. I do need to clean that up just a little bit. Okay, let's. There we go. That's a better shape. Welcome in, welcome in. Really appreciate all of yous and the follows. Uh, appreciate more likes if possible. Greatly appreciate anything and everything. Oh, the only reason I'm doing the shadow brush is because I've got a pure black. I am not looking to do more than that for color wise, because of the fact that when I do this with a gray or something else, it it doesn't. It just seems too light and flat to me, and I need a little bit more. Okay. Now, mind you, I know a head is not that, like a forehead is not always that flat. Um, so, there we go. Okay. Oh, yep. So, is there anything you guys want to know about my abilities and thought processes? Okay. Now, when I do the highlights, I'm going to put those on top of. So I'm going to create another layer in just a minute. And then I'll put the highlights on because it will sit on top of all this. I don't want it to sit on it, like go right over it. I'm going to go above it because when I do that, notice I did some highlights there earlier, right? Now I'm going straight to the white. See how I can get that to come in faster. See how that works? So now when I do it, it quickly sits over there and then pulls out that light. Now, I'm going to put a little bit of white here. I'm going to blend that out in a moment, but I'm going to do that right now. Now, if I go in here and enlarge this, see how here's another layer. Oh, sorry, cat. Get my cat by accident. Welcome in. I am having some fun doing some training and everything for myself. This is without the line work. What that looks like. A good I'm gonna say good value of just training yourself to do different values like this is if you can get this to sit like that. And this is what I have seen from multiple artists. If you can get it to sit alone, still represent the shape, and then put the lines in, and it will enhance that. That that makes a world of a difference. So, okay, now I'm going to go back to the brush. Okay. Only reason I'm putting some extra gray in here is if you think about this, you look at your eye, it sits in the eye socket, and then the eyelid goes around the eye. So you'll see a little bit of that shade in there to show the eye where it sits. Now I also have the cheekbone that comes down in here. I need to get in there, and then just how the oval socket kind of comes in here. So always this weird triangle shape right in here. Uh, I've never really heard anybody talk about it. It's something I have noticed on a lot of people. It's either on me, on another person, anything. I just I don't hear anybody really talking about it. So, oh man, I just did that over the wrong there. I hate when I do that. I'm just gonna do this. Transfer to the layer below. Now, if I really wanted to, okay, let's do this. I'm going to change this to. I'm going to change it to when I when I put the highlights in later, and because of that add feature, you'll see those highlights jump more. God, did it again. One on the wrong layer. Delete that. Now let's go here. Okay, now watch. There we go. Oh man. Okay. Sorry, I got a little focus there. Um, yeah. Okay. Let's. Now I can go back to this. And I can go to highlights. Okay, now let's do this. J. Cool. Black. So, okay. Now let's go back to this panel. Clean up some of these lines actually. Actually, you know what? Let's do one more layer. This is what I'm going to do. Okay. So I got this. I got the values down. Got a lot of things. The face is really kind of coming off the page type of thing. Now, if I put in the line work, okay, so I go in here and focus on this. Let me do this. I'm going to change it to, come on. There we go. Notice how quickly it turned to a blue line. Specialized layer effect that I can put on there in Clip Studios. So that way when I go to ink this, I can constantly know, oh, I need to add more here. Oh, I can take away there. Gives me more of a sense of what I've actually done. So, let me add the inks in. Did I? That's not. Always remember to check your layer that you're on before you actually click on it. It's one of the things that I'm like, oh, I need to do that more often, but I don't. Uh, so, okay. Now, I'm gonna. I'm not. I haven't even done the eyeballs yet. I've just done the face and only the face. And now the really nice part is that I've got this. If I take a layer in between my line art. Ooh, that's okay. So now it's starting to become a little more human-like. Now I got that on there. Now when I do this, notice how I thicken up the line more on this side, and when I do over here, I'm going to thin it out, almost non-existent. Now, I'm just I'm increasing certain areas with the lines and leaving others alone. But like right here, I'm gonna. It's one of those. I don't need lines everywhere. If you look at the human head, the the head, you have to find the lines like big time when doing the human head because those guidelines and everything aren't actually lines. You're gonna sit there and be like, "Well, where's all the lines?" No, there's no lines. It's because you know biology doesn't allow you to have those types of linear lines. Some the reason that some people have the reasons that some people look a little bit different is the shape of those lines within their face. Um, Look at most people's jawlines. Okay, good example here. So this is a tapered jaw. I kind of screwed up and gave this side more square, and this one more taper. But if you think about this, you look at some people, they have either a rectangular face or a more oval face. Some people have more of that boxier face where it comes down to a certain point, and then you see that strong jawline to the point here, and that happens. Now I'm going to put a layer in between these two. Now I'm going to use. I'm going to do this. Okay. Flip to the layer below. And I'm going to do the same thing with that. Now, what's really cool when I do that, I take this and brush. You know what, I'll do that. I'm going to get a big brush pen. Oh, I want multiple. See how it gives it more of a tone. So now that I do that, it's got more color to it. Let's just take this and go. let me. Look something up real quick. There's a new brush. Somebody was saying. Is this it? Let me. I want to see if that's the right one. Filter move without gaps. Do that. Yeah, pretty sure this is it. Download that. Okay. Now, boom. Okay. Now I'm on this one. Now let's see what happens with this. Absolutely. No? Yes? Come on. We're going to take this. Ah, that's why. Okay. Let's see what happens when I do normal. Okay, there we go. Now, I can do that. I can also move it around. There. That is the tone. Let's delete that. Playing around here. Just gonna see how I can get the skin tone to look better. If I clip that, what would happen? I'm gonna try this. Put it here. Put the label on. Now, I'm gonna take do that color. Ugh. Okay, well it's not giving me a ton of color. Oh, okay. That looks a little bit better. Whatever. This one. Okay. So let's turn this one. this. Pen. Okay. Got that subtlety there. Okay. Straighten that out. Welcome in. I am just playing around with some values and other things. Flip that. Don't really need to flip anything, but we'll probably go back and do a lot of this. But even there, like I don't have lines on there, but you can still see that there's some value in the air. We're going to put some highlights on there, but put some highlight in here. So let's go back to that. Okay. Okay. On that note, I think TikTok, I'm going to say goodnight to you. I'm going to do a little bit longer just with Twitch alone. If you want to watch more, you can come join us over on Twitch. Uh, Otherwise, you guys have a good night on TikTok. Okay? And we'll see. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday, so and then obviously Sunday I won't be on. So, TikTok, have a good night. Give me 2 seconds, Twitch. I will be with you in a minute. I am just looking at a few things here. See, Kush came in. Nice. One of my students, I coach. Looked like he stopped in on my TikTok stream. But yeah, I'm all yours right now. So you guys get to deal with me for a little bit longer. I'm gonna keep going here. See if I can how much I can work on this. 'Cause this looks better, but I want to start changing values and other things. The shadow part is like this. I can track line. Perfect. Now even here. So see how I did that? It changed the whole outcome of the whole thing. So if I take that, ooh, that's not what I want. Undo. Let's this one? Yeah, that one. We did that. See how it changes the tone of it? Let's go more here. Go. Ooh, I like that. What do you guys think of that one? I think that looks a lot better compared to just the straight black and the grays and everything. Nice little effect there. Let me clean this up though. It's killing me. First, number one, let me do this. Let me finish this here. Oh, we can take that a step further too. Give me 2 seconds. Let me clean this up. On this layer. Okay, let's just go to here. Let's to clean up those shadows just a little bit. Delete. This layer here. We go delete. up the lines and everything. Makes it a lot easier to close that and then delete it, just because it's faster. But now, like I was saying earlier, if I go here, I don't like the color. I think it did this color. Who did that? No, who knows? It seems. Let me do. Come on. Let me just do a simple eye. Boom. Let's try this. Oh, look at that. That's what I'm talking about. See how it, even there, it kind of sets off a tone. Yeah, it's much cleaner. Let me. I'm gonna give me 2 seconds. I want to look at something on Twitch. See who is live. Let me go to browse. No, follow. Okay. I'm just taking it. Oh, there I am. Oh, so many good artists on there. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm gonna be. I think this is gonna be the end. I might do a little more work on it tomorrow, but if anything, let me do this. Go here. Let's. How do I want to do this? That's a big brush. Oops. Let's do here. Let's go one above. Do another multi. And mind you, I'm using the same color. Nothing, nothing spectacular here. The reason I'm using the same color is when I add them together over the, each other, you're going to get a darker color anyways. Plain and simple. Black pen. Actually, back to the brush pen. Creepy. I haven't even had shadows to those eyes. But, hey. One more there. Now let's make this one multiple. We'll go back to this handy dandy brush here. So we go in here. Oh, oh, it's throwing me off. I don't like it. Okay, now it's there. One more layer above that. I did a vector layer. Oops. One different. Boom. Highlight. Actually, I'm going to do a hard brush on this one. Because if I do that, I can now come back in here. Oh yeah, I seem a little bit more real. I think I need a little bit more differentiation right here. Oop, that's not this one. Okay. Okay. I think I'm gonna stop there. So I can work this until probably tomorrow afternoon. Just because I will work this a lot if I go too much. So I'm going to stop there, and then I'm going to if you want to see this again, I'm going to post this on my Instagram. Just this particular area, um, just to kind of hey look what I did type of thing. Yeah, I think I need to fix that. So, let me this the way. This is why I made my layers. Oh, that was my additive layer. Okay, where is this the one? That is my one. Okay, that's what that was. Take that back. I think I'm gonna do both. I'll post one like this, post one like that. What do you think? Yeah. Okay. With that being said, I am going to sign off. I will be on tomorrow. Okay. Okay. So you guys have a good night. I will be back on sometime around 10 tomorrow night. I might get a little on earlier. I don't know yet. I might post something. I don't know. Just keep an eye out on my socials. If I get a chance to go early, I might. Ugh. But you guys have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow night, Saturday on Saturday. Okay. Good night, and I will see you again.